Hey friends, welcome back. Now we are going to continue our Merge Stack series. This is our e-commerce project and we are creating Flipkart clone. So here we are. So what we have done till now and I'm going to show you. So basically I have already coded lots of things and I'm going to help you to understand all of these things. Code is available in my repository. You can fetch anytime whenever you want, but it's important to understand and try to do it by yourself, right? Because I don't have lots of time. So like once I've done with the coding, so I'm directly creating the video and I will show you the difference, like what is in your code right now and what I have, so you can match it and you can make your code similar with my code, right? So here we have things. So our issue last time when we were reloading this page, and you can see we have got our price, we have got this total item 7, we have got the price, the total amount. So this is working fine. Last time it was like when we were reloading and it becomes 0 and 0, right? So that was solved. And also we have got this address, and here we can edit the address, but still we have a bug over here. So here you can see the Faizan Khan and this contact details, right? Select on that and do the edit, and this is a bug in my input, so I have to fix that bug right now. But let's leave it as it is right now. We'll work on this bug later. So here we have this code, this piece of code, right? And here it is. So let's change this address and let's see it is working or not. So I'm going to change this address to some let's say where it is. Okay, so this is my address and the city Hyderabad, state Telangana. Landmark you can leave, and let's say workplace, save and deliver here, and you can see the address got saved, Madhapur Cyber Tower and the pin code, and then this order summary got activated. So now you are ready to see your order summary last time before actually making the payment process. And let me show you how this order summary looks in Flipkart. So this is just again same like our cart. So if you know like what we have in our cart, the same thing we have in our order summary. We have this controls, like we can increase the quantity, decrease, we can directly remove item from the cart. Same we can do this in this order summary. We can increase the quantity, we can remove the items. So it's actually the cart, but you can say it is a order summary, right? So here we will use our existing cart component, cart checkout, cart page component, right? So yeah, I will save our lots of time like this, and that's how that's why we are using React. The purpose is right. So order summary is working fine. Even you reload this page, it will work fine. So here we have our cart. Let's see one more time working. And then we have this 7 items over here. We can increase and decrease the quantity. Let's do the place order, and now we have got we have completed our step 1. This is our step 2, delivery address. We can select one of them, deliver here, and you can see the address got selected. Now order summary is ready. So here we have to work, and I will work in this video only order summary, and will show the cart items, right, as an order summary. So it will be the last thing before making the payment, right? So here let's see the difference in code. First let's start with the backend. The change in backend, when we have a form, right? We have an API to create a new address. Now I'm going to show you with the same API we can update our address as well. What we need to do only, so let's the only change, as you can see, the highlighted address.chase, and here the change is this is our add address, right? We're using same controller. We are not creating controller function, actually we are not creating any update address or anything else like that. So here we have the same thing, and we are checking like payload address, the same. It's a little validation, right? Inside this payload address we are looking for an ID, right? So when we are going to update our address, we must need to have an ID, and for new address we don't need to have an ID. It will MongoDB will create new address ID, right? But in case of update address we need to have an ID, and this is where we are doing that part. So if we will have ID in our request address body, then it simply means we need to update our existing address, and for that we are using our user address model. we are using a function find one and update. It requires a few parameters, like the first one is a condition check. So condition check is very simple. First I'm looking for the ID, so the which ID, which address we are going to update, like whose address we are going to update. In that case I need the user ID. We need to update someone's address, right? So I need that user's ID. The second thing is address is an array in our schema, and we need to find out which particular address I need to update. Okay, we cannot update anything, right? Or we cannot destroy our existing address array. So because of that, MongoDB allows us to find a particular address, particular item in an array with this, like this. So here we can simply looking for address dot underscore ID, and we are passing our second argument. So this is like a condition. The first condition is user ID, second condition is address. So yeah, it works like this. Then the second argument is what we are trying to do. So we are trying to update. In case of update, we always say $set. In case of adding a new data, we say $push, right? So we are doing update over here, and that's why we have written $set. We are going to set our our data, right? Override the data. So here we have, this is the syntax to push inside an array, not the push, to set a particular item within an array, to update a particular item within an array. So this is how we do in MongoDB. So we'll simply say address.$id. So basically ID refers means here ID of the address. Okay, this automatically replace lots of things happening behind the scene, right? So this is Mongoose framework. So here we have a payload address, and then we are done with the update part, right? So once done, we'll execute the code, we'll see the error, we'll check the address, and then we'll simply return it. So the second else case, it is already same, you know it. We are just creating a new address. First finding the user ID. A user is trying to create a new address, so just find out the new whose address we are going to update, we are going to add, and then we are simply pushing the new address. That's it. And here we have a few things like new true, absurd true. In that case, it will return after the update. It is going to give you up-to-date data in the response. Absurd, if this address is not the part of our array, it is going to create a new address with the same ID. Okay, so this is how it is going to work. And yep, so yeah, cool. So then we have execute again. We're returning this, and everything is as it is, right? So this is what we have in our backend, and we are ready to close this file. Let's close, and let's open our Flipkart clone. So here we have our Flipkart clone source, and let's start with a change in our actions first. So here we have user.action.js file. So I guess we don't have any change in get address. It is same like as it is. So if there is any change, you can just make a replica of it. Next we have add address. So here everything is like as it is. We are just making a call to create a new address, right? And we have added all the required constants. So you have to add in your VS Code because it is not available in your case, right? So you have to add. We are simply looking for the status code 201. If it is 201, then we are trying to take the response, right? So response is nothing but again the new list of address, updated list of address. Once we will have the address, we are dispatching an action, that's the add user address success, right? Else case, we are dispatching error, and yeah, within the try catch, that's fine. So yes, that's the change in action. Now let's see the reducer. So here we have our reducer, user.reducer. And yes, the change is the same thing, right? What we have done over for the get user address request, the same thing is for add user address request, right? So this is the same thing. We are trying to even you can see the inner part, the state, loading, address, these all are same like this get user address success. So even if you want with some few changes, you can use this constant as well. But yes, it's important to make a difference with their actions, right? So here we have this add user address request, success, and failure. So you do this thing in your code as well. That's fine, and that's okay with the reducer. Now we are done with the actions and reducer. Now we have few changes in our components. You are familiar with this price details. You can watch the last video. Material UI, the change is anchor. Is there any big change? I guess this is same if we haven't pushed our code. Anchor button, yes, it is same, right? And material, it's material UI, right? So the change, if there is any change, you can just make it you can update. If there is any change, you can just update your code with this change. I don't think any change you will see over here except the indentation. So here's just the change in indentation, rest is same. Yep, that's totally same. So this is what we have added last time, and this is the same thing. I think I haven't pushed this code. Okay, so that's what you can do in your code. Let me show you once again if you want to know. So just see from top to bottom, if there is any change, just update your code, right? So pause the video, and if there is a change, update your code. I don't remember it, right? So here we have this material UI change, and we are done with our components. And then we have a containers, and here we have checkout page. The bigger change is in our this price details is again the same, right? And yes, that's the thing. Okay, the price here you won't find any change. Just take a look over the source code, right? Let's see the checkout page, and yes, you will see a lot of change over here, and the bigger change is actually here only. So here, this is our checkout page, and first thing I would like you to notice is this one, use effect, this hook, right? So last time it was only auth.authenticate and dispatch get address. Now this time what we are doing, when we are reloading our page, then if you're reloading, then obviously our auth.authenticate will change from false to true, and this hook is going to trigger. And also that time we need to fetch our cart items, right? Because we want to show the total price as well as the number of items that needs to be purchased. So because of that, I'm doing this dispatch. That's a change in our hook. And let me walk you through the code. So here we have our checkout page, and actually I made it more simpler, and this time you'll understand it better than last time, right? So this is the first step, checkout login, and this is kind of same thing, right? No change in this. Checkout step 2 is kind of, you'll love it, right? So here we have this checkout step 2, delivery address. By default this confirm address is false, right? And if it is false, we are taking the negation of confirm address, which makes this active state true, and this step 2 will be activated, will be highlighted in your screen, and you need to select one of the address. So as you know already, this confirm address, this here is false. Because of that, this code is going to execute, and here we just have address, so it's just an array of address. We are doing a map function, and instead of that big chunk of code, like lots of divs and lots of checks, I've just written a component, right? Address, and whatever the selected required properties parameters needs to be passed as an input, here we have. So the function select address, enable address edit form, confirm delivery address, on address submit, and then the last thing, the address. So here we have this address, and you can check this address component in this file only. So here it is. So here we have our address component on line number 39, and this is the parameters I'm expecting. So address, select address, enable address, these three are functions, right? So these three are functions, and the one is address object. Here we are trying to return this component. So like this is the same, we have this div with the class container, address container, we have a radio button, we are trying to select the address, and then we have we are looping through the as we are looping through the address, so we need to check are we trying to edit, or we are just simply trying to show the address, right? So here we are going to show the address, and here we have our material button if you want to select a particular address. If you want to edit, here we have our anchor tag. So yes, and the change is over here. Here you can see the address form, the bigger change and the most important one. So here when we are trying to edit, we'll press on edit button. We need to have the initial data, as you can see over here. Let me reload this page, and yes, so here it's reloaded, and here we have this list, and here we have this. Let's say select this one and click on this edit, and you can see we have got our data. And as I said, we have a buggy input over here, so we have to work on it. Okay, so here we have got our data, initial data, right? So yes, that initial data I'm passing over here. So you can see over here 89 initial data and ADR. So in this address form component, I'm expecting an initial data, and the change is huge. Don't scare. Okay, so here we have address form, and yes, where is it? Yes, address form, right? So here we have this big change here, right? This piece of code. So what is it? It's actually the same thing. First I'm just trying to get the initial data from the props. Not a big deal, right? Then again we have all the whatever we were having last time, like name, mobile number, pin code, locality. Everything is same as it is, except I'm just checking for the initial data. If we have this initial data prop, then we are simply filling our state variable with some initial value. That's my name, right? That's actually the name. If it is not initial data, then we'll simply make this empty, right? The second, mobile number, again we are trying to check initial data. If we have initial data, we'll fill that mobile number variable with actual mobile number, because we are trying to update and we need to have the existing address, right? Else case empty. And like this we have all pin code, locality, address, city, district, town, state, alternate phone number, address type, and the rest thing is like dispatch, we know, user we have is from the state, and submit flag. And here you can see the 42 line number 42 ID. So initial data, and I'm looking for an ID. So as it is when we are trying to update, we need to have an ID. Once we will have an ID, then only we can update our address, otherwise it's impossible to update. So here we have this ID, right? And yes, we saved that ID, and like you can see the return statement over here. Okay, so the return statement here to you, if we are trying to render this address form without additional header and footer, then we'll simply pass this without layout true, and it will simply give us a render form. If we are trying to render with every detail, then we'll return this one and the same render address form. So we just need to have a look on the render address form function. So that's again no change at all. There is a render address form, and we are having all the inputs like as it is, no change at all. Okay, so that's same thing. Next, the important thing we need to understand, when we are trying to submit, we are going to call this on address submit, right? And we are getting all the data from our actual state or whatever it is. When we are trying to update or when we are trying to create a new, we are going to get the data from the state, right? We already filled the data with the initial value. Next, we are looking here the important and tricky thing. So if we have an ID, it means we are trying to update our address. We are not creating a new address. So as per edit operation, we need to attach the ID. This is the same payload. Okay, payload dot address, this one, right? And then underscore ID. So I'm creating a new ID underscore ID. That's what we are looking in the backend. Okay, and that binding our new ID. And then we are dispatching add address with a payload, whatever it is, and then set submit flag true. So once this request is successful, we'll receive a change in a state. That's a Redux state, and because of that change, here you can see we have a hook, right? So if this address got changed because of any reason, this hook is going to execute, right? So this hook will execute, and we already made our submit flag true. So this is a true. Here we are creating a new flag, new variable, that's underscore address object. And again here we are checking if it is an ID. If there's an ID, means we are trying to create we are trying to update address, and we need to have an ID in our address underscore address ID, right? else case, whatever the response we have got, we are just slicing the last one, because that's for sure the new data will always come as a last data, right? But in case of edit, it will be a middle data or the starting data or the last data, so we have to get the actual data, not the last data, right? So that's the change. And then finally we are doing on submit form, and that is going to execute on submit form over here. So here we have our on submit form. Let me show you. So here we have our on submit form, right? On address submit, and here we'll get our address, we'll set the address, we'll set the confirm address true, and a new variable I have created, order summary, on line number 105, right? So here is a new variable, order summary, and we'll make this variable true. In this case, as well as in this confirm delivery, for example, every time user will not try to update their address, right? He will select one of the address and simply deliver here, click on the deliver here, right? So in that case also we need to make the set order summary true, and because of that this step is completed, right? So here we have checkout step 3 and order summary, and here we have active order summary, and because of that order summary true, this step number 3 will be activated, and we need to have a look on our order summary, right? So let me show you. Here it is like that. So address is some Raniganj and whatever it is, home, save and deliver here, and you can see the Raniganj and address got selected with a pin code. Order summary is highlighted. Okay, so this is working fine. Next thing is we have to show the order summary. So here we have our order summary like this. See, the step 1 completed, step 2 completed. We have to add this tick as well. We'll add, that's a UI part. So order summary here we have, and we are gonna use our existing cart. Let me show you the cart, and here you can see the cart we have, right? In this cart we have Flipkart header, we have electronics subheader, and lots of things, right? So let's try. Okay, so here we have our step number 4, active order summary, and we'll say body, and again we'll check order summary, or basically we'll do this order summary true, then okay, order summary true, and here we're gonna say cart. Actually this is a cart page, right? And else it is going to be null. Order summary cart page, and that's we are okay. So this is kind of I can't say the word. So here we have our import statement cart page. So what we have done, in our checkout page we have imported our cart page just to show the order summary. And the reason behind this, why I'm doing this, you can see we have lots of functionality over here. We have minus, we have plus, we have save full later, we have remove. So if I will do things from scratch in the checkout page, I have to do all of these things once more, right? Once again. And that's why I don't want to do that things, right? It will also the consumption of time, and that's why we have React. Okay, let's go to the place order again, and here we'll say Alan deliver here, and yes, so as you can see the title order summary, and we are getting the whole page, right? So we are getting the price details and everything. So yes, we have to add something to make this thing looks like order summary. Okay, so here we have place order as well, right? Okay, that's funny. Let's do something, and okay, that's I don't think we have to do much. It's an easy thing. So here we have our cart page, right? And I will write some variable, some props, only cart items equals to true. Okay, so this is our flag, and this will force to return only the cart items, don't return the whole layout. Save, and now let's go and go to the cart page, index.js, and we have all the functionality over here, and I don't want to mess with it. Okay, so here the thing is, this is our layout which gives us the header and all. Then this is our card that holds things like my cart header, and then within that card we have this cart items. This is what we want, and then we have a footer, right? with a material button. That's a place order, right? Place order button, as you can see over here. Then we have price detail cards, right? So yes, we can do one thing. If props dot, and let's copy this, only card items variable, copy paste over here, and we'll try to return. Okay, do not return everything, we want this thing, right? So let's copy this, paste over here, and there is some error. That's object, yes. So we cannot return some JavaScript code from a component. We can return a component only, right? So we have to use some fragment, right? So like this, we are going to have all our functionality, as you can see, on quantity increment, on quantity decrement, everything is it, right? Save this, and now let's go, and now let's select the address, deliver here. Yes, now it is kind of cool, right? So we have everything like as expected. We don't have our additional things. We are having everything like this sort of summary, right? We just need to change a little bit of UI. That's again we need to do in cart items as well. So whatever the change will be in cart items, the same change will come in the order summary. That's lots of time saving, right? So yes, this is how it is working. And thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Have a nice day, and I will update you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.